Well, looks like we got a new challenge at hand. We have to face Kokoro, and she has a very specific move that can basically one-shot you no matter what. The central stage of the festival. Why is Hana no Kokoro here? They want us to be using Oku for this. Well, let's go level up one of her skills then if that's the case. Alternatively, we might just use another character. She's not exactly an easy fight. They both cost 400 apiece. Decrease the cooldown of the cannon. They're both not great, but they seem to be linked. Oh, we'll go for this one then. Alternatively, I might just end up switching. But we'll give it a try with these characters first and see how it goes. Apparently, Iku wants Oku and Tenshi to do this. Oh dear. What do I remember about this fight for the first phase? They each have different patterns that you have to memorize. This really is a festival too. All the SAC people are here. Kokoro, you're that crow from the hell, and you're that delinquent from heaven, right? What brings you here to the human village? This just doesn't feel right. Who are you and why are you here? Shouldn't Nopi perform before crowds? Tenshi, she is the no-mask spirit. Residents have evacuated the area. I'd appreciate if you did so too. No can't be appreciated as everyone is dead. A deed is a deed, no matter the intention. How did you know the incident would happen? It was Raimu who requested me to guard this place. Oh, do you know where Raimu is? Don't worry about that. I alone have protected so many people. Wow, you're strong. It wouldn't have been so easy for me. But that isn't enough. We still met a huge amount of yokai on our way here. But that's not what I care about. I want to know where Raimu is, and I want to solve the incident. Tenshi, it's not an easy task for a no-mask spirit to protect the entire human village. We should at least praise her. Kokoro, you've done a great... Enough. Enough. You only care about yourself. I will clear out the entire human village, including removing every one of you. They each have different patterns, be wary. The man of key. Oh, jeez. How the heck are you supposed to... You have, like, no room. Hold on, Kokoro. This is not a fight for these characters at all. Angry hatred. Explode him the smaller mass. How are we supposed to hit her like this? Where is she? That's the light. That does like no damage at all. Invigorating Kagura Lion. This is not the character for this. Sun Yu. Ouch. Other the tracking. It's really hard to tell where she goes. She flies all over the place. This isn't even the second phase. To think that there's another thing we have to do after this. Ouch. I'm trying to think these characters aren't going to cut it for this fight. These characters are really bad for this. Even Oku's Bond doesn't do nearly enough that we need. Giant spider mask. She's got like a million different abilities. What is this? Oh great, now we gotta fight in a limited space. I know exactly what's happening. I don't know which ones attack first. But you gotta fight in a circle. You get hit by any of those, it's over. Survived it. We'll get through this somehow. Where is she? You know, they need to stop following me. He went as far as to get the music to stop playing. I don't know, it's the blue masks. Worst possible time for it to be happening, too. Ouch. I'm on my last hit here. Heads up. Well done. I think we're gonna try a different character for this. The problem is I need range. You know who might be a wise choice? Sakya would be a wise option, I feel. Feel the knives. She also has invulnerability when she goes invisible. Well, so far this isn't going well. Problem is that she stops moving when you toss the stuff. No one said this game would be easy. Every little bit helps, though. Yeah, her knives definitely do good damage, though. Just don't get directly hit by the fire now. She has all the mass in the world, too. Ow. Oh no, it's that mass move again. Don't go into that. I don't know which one to choose first. Oh no! It's over. No consideration, no comprehension. Cooperation is based on mutual understanding. Try that again. Sakya does work though for this fight. Start with this, get a head start. Her knives do bounce off walls too, so I can do enough damage with her. Sometimes it is helpful to be aggressive. This is pretty much what Byakuren was saying last time. The real problem is you need to know which masks are going to go off first, otherwise you're going to risk getting instantly defeated like that, which is why we're restarting. Try that again. This is going to take a few attempts. If you can actually out-damage her during that, it's even better. But it's little means to dodge that attack. Is it always that one first, or is it randomized? It's always that one. Alright, well, keep that in mind. I need to be following the mask, too. Very carefully. Another chance. She probably has one more trick up her sleeve. Ow. Somehow I avoided that. Not that one, though. Uh-oh. Well, now I need to regenerate a bit. That's a lot of stuff to dodge. I should mention that I've never been a huge fan of bullet hell games. This one is different, but I can say that, while this isn't exactly easier, that was the closest one we had, too. If we have to, Byakuren will be our last resort. I really don't want to have to use Byakuren, though, because I know she's a little too strong for bosses to begin with. But if it's necessary, for the sake of beating the level, we're also out of knives. I kind of wish I knew if there's... Is there a pattern to the wolf head? I feel like there is. I don't know how you avoid that. Ow. There's always the top one, too. Oh, just walking into it apparently counts, too. Good to know. Kokoro's giving me a lot. She's giving me probably about as much problems as she did the first time I played the game. It's been too long since I played this now. Now all my strategies are completely forgotten. You know what, I have an idea. This is probably a really dumb idea, but... if Yuko is quick enough, just maybe, there's this trick that I am aware of you can do with Yuko as well. We have to get her to do the spider thing, though. That's what I want. Just place all the spirits on top of her. Oh, come on. It's not impossible. We can totally win this. I don't play bullet hell games. I seek to just fight the foe, learn their tactics. Not exactly what I wanted for a start either. It's just getting so close to it. It's just, you always have to be... The thing is if you sit near the edges, you run the risk of getting hit even more. I wish there was a way to prevent getting stunned all the time. I don't know what she's doing. Oh, of course. Now it's targeting me. Apparently Sakuya can't phase through those attacks. I need to see about defeating her before she... I don't even know what that attack was, but... what is she doing? Unfortunately, I ran out of abilities. Okay. Well, now I'd say it's about time. To be fair, Patchouli did have a really good chance at that, too. But since apparently it seems like this is inevitable, we'll just have to play with a character that is what I'm going to refer to as the boss killer of the game. The only downside, you always have to be close to them. But this is her boss killing potential. And this is unfortunately what we have to resort to. Because of how overpowered this character is against bosses. Didn't want to have to do this, Kokoro, but apparently we had no choice. I didn't want to sit here for an hour. Such amazing dance. I've never seen this in Hell before. Would you like to come to the former Hell for a show? Miss Koroko. Really? Is it really nice? That fight was really difficult. Thanks for rubbing it in, Tenchi. Why does this bird understand it as a performance? And you said her name incorrectly. At least say her name correctly. Stay quiet, Tenchi. You should learn how to take others' feelings into consideration. You're right. You dance with perfect form. That dance looked rather difficult. You must have been preparing for a long time. It is impossible for a stupid head like me to do that. Hahaha. Did she just admit that? Yes, if only the villagers saw things the way you did. Why do you think that? Wait, it should be the time to interrogate the loser. Why did we start chatting? Tenchi, if you hadn't talked like you did, we wouldn't have fought in the first place. Listen carefully. Learn this seriously. Every villager is only concerned about himself. They only care whether the dance can pleasure them or not. When entertainment gets better, their requirement gets stricter and stricter. As demands are getting higher and higher, nothing is easier than finding mistakes. They never know how hard I practice anyway. The hedonists are hasty to point out that we can't do this perfectly or infallibly. Just think about the performer's hard work. Don't negate others' efforts because of simple thoughts. Well, you still insist on performing, no? It's really tough. I have no choice. I just love it. No matter how high the demands are, I will do my best. It's love and passion that makes me do such abnormal things. If everyone too holds the same passion in their heart, believe everyone will surely understand each other. Excuse me, for the sake of us clearing out the yokai in Human Village, could you please tell us what happened to Raimu? Tenchi performed well too. Be sure to attend Kokoro's next performance in former hell. Why should a celestial like me go to the former hell? Be sure to come. But be sure to come. Alright. Great. In fact, Raimi told me the incident would happen in the human village and wanted me to guard here. She told me nothing more and headed to the moon. Moon? The moon? My home? What's she going to do? I've no idea. The better question is how we're going to get to the moon. At least we don't need to worry about communication thanks to Iku. Anyhow, let's return home and talk about it. I gathered lots of useful information today. If you're so capable of gathering information, don't take me with you next time. Well, that took long enough, didn't it? This game does get really hard, though. Just to point that out. Iku, could it be that Celestials are actually weak? They are. Oh, staring at the peach on Tenchi's hat. I just realized I nearly lost to a stupid bird. Well, apparently neither of you had to do the fight, so count yourself lucky. Yay! Taking the peach on Tenchi's hat. This stupid bird can easily destroy the chariot that I'd need to hit multiple times. Nom 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 nom. Putting the peach in her mouth and starts chewing. And I was bullied by a Sugamagami! Swallowing. Holding Oku. Ah, Tenchi, where did you find this bird? She's so cute. Were you listening at all? Why is stealing your first impression? Why does this peach taste different? Because it's an ornament. It's not real fruit. That's a lie. Your peach tasted so much better when you were wearing white. Ain't as pretty. Refuses to give me food. Why can she deal more damage than me? I'm so depressed. Iku, am I being bullied? Don't worry. There's a rabbit for you to play with. Come here. Do you want a peach? Yes, yes, yes. You're such a nice lady. Huh? Are you going home? Orin will be worried. Oh, wait. No problem. I've already told her. She said heaven is safe, so I can stay as long as I wish. What kind of technology are they using? Orin, even though I don't know you, I still want you dead. By the way, Tenchi, don't you want to go to the moon? After all, that's where Raimu is at. Scarlet Devil Mansion has a rocket that can send you to the moon. The Boundary Lake can send you to places where you have been to. Go, go, go! By the way, Alice's Signal is also near Scarlet Devil Mansion. Do I have to go again? Don't bring me, don't! Why are you complaining? Look at you, I didn't miss a section. Come here, Oku. This is the sword of Hisao the mistress uses. Trying to destroy it. Iku! My sword is burning! What the hell are you doing? Don't worry, my lady. This is the sword of Hisao after... Oh, wait, the color is changing. Oh no. Give it back to me. And we'll never find out what happened. So, okay, why did you do that? Oh. Aw, she's so cute. Is this what Iku's like? This is the first time I've seen her this happy. Should I thank this bird? Come to think of it, I used to play as I felt like it. I did cause Iku a lot of trouble. Caused Iku a lot of trouble. I should thank her. What are you looking at, Tenchi? The bird will not lend you back. LOL. Take it all back. What? Am I not even allowed to look at her? I'm the one who brought her here. Anyway, feel free to play with her. And now we must carry onwards. And this game, as I've already stated, does get extremely difficult. The next major fight I'm probably going to have trouble with. There's a specific boss called Junkie or Junko. I think it's Junko. That boss gave me a lot of problems, and well, considering I haven't played this game in months, technically, looks like that's going to be the case a second time. But that's not for a while, so for now we get to do levels again.